Hey guys, what's going on? It's YYfilms, and I know it's been a while since I've made a video in general, but it's been a little bit since I made a Steven related video, and I finally thought it was time for me to give a little opinion about what I think is to come. Now, I am making this the day before the episode Alone at Sea comes out, because during that episode, this is going to contain spoilers, so you can skip ahead if you'd like. But if not, I'm going to continue. I've seen some cheeky leaks that Jasper is coming back, and she will be on the ship and talking to Lazuli, and I'm sure interacting with Steven some. Now, I know you may be saying, oh, this is a really bad idea, Jasper's going to get out of hand, break up Steven's face again. But during this moment, they're on the ocean again. They finally got Lazuli to come out there, and I'm sure she has all the power she needs to restrain Jasper, with limitless water around her at her command, so I don't think we need to worry about too much. But it will be interesting to see how things will play out. There have been a lot of people speculating interesting sort of redemption arc, as they call it, with Jasper becoming the new muscular orange mom who will, serve and protect. But I don't really think that will be the case. Now, Matt Burnett has tweeted out about Jasper. She's probably WBR, a complicated character as people will eventually find out, and this is in direct reference to Jasper. And essentially what this means, it's the color code wheel, I guess, from Magic the Gathering, which shows different personality types, and hers lies with being essentially strict and militant and just being totally dedicated to the cause. As we see, she is a really good soldier. So for her to be easily redeemed by either the gems or her own ways is kind of hard for me to see. And also with having foresight about what is to come, it's a little bit harder to do that. Now, if you don't like the ideas that Jasper won't be redeemed, I totally understand. Sorry, this video is not for you. But if you do want to hear my thoughts and opinions about this, I'm going to continue. So firstly, as I said, she's a militant soldier. We saw her back in the battlefield, and when she first met Steven, she said she fought against Rose, and she still has a bit of a vengeance, as we saw when she had all of the gems on her ship, and she totally disregarded Peridot's mission to check on the cluster. She said a rose quartz takes priority, so she's still very much, heavy mindset of, we're still at war, this ain't done. So her own personality is a giant hurdle for her to, be redeemed, even by her own standards. I don't think she will be able to let herself do such a thing. At least that's what I think. But as Mark said, she is complicated, so maybe possibly she can start changing her ways like Peridot and Lapis did. But I don't know. It's a little hard for me to believe. I think Yellow Diamond will need to betray her, or something along that massive of a scale will need to happen for Jasper to, totally say, no, I reject you and I'm going to be with Steve and I'm going to learn about humanity and so on and so forth and become the new mom. The second thing that leads me on is Bismuth. Now, Bismuth is going to be released a few episodes after Alone at Sea, 5 to be exact, and Bismuth, as we've seen in the previews, is also a very seasoned war veteran. She was, popped for some reason, bubbled away during the time of the war, and is now re-emerged. And I'm sure there's going to be plenty of strife between her and Lapis if they ever do meet, because Bismuth is 100% responsible for Lapis being trapped and then, setting off the chain of events of her being tortured and all whatnot. But I think with the two old war veterans trying to clash, I think that will bring upon another sort of edge too. It's going to be really hard for Jasper to be included in this. Now, I'm sure it'll be hard on its own to see little helpless Peridot and then Lapis Lazuli there. But Jasper, the one that was fighting against Rose and Pearl, and essentially Bismuth as well, it's going to be really hard to imagine old war enemies just coming together and just being like, oh yeah, totes, this is okay. I am 100% okay with turning 180 and being BFFs right now. I don't think it's going to be quite that easy. And again, as I said before, Yellow Diamond will have to betray her for loyalty to be broken off with Homeworld. But there is this instance of those rubies searching for Jasper. Now I know a lot of people have been speculating on why are they doing this, and I'm guessing it has to be with exactly the fact that Jasper is a seasoned war vet and, should have plenty of experience and ability to be able to capture Steven, who, has Rose's gem, because we saw how desperate and dedicated she was to getting Rose back to Homeworld because that took priority over the cluster for her. And now what I'm guessing after Peridot, contacted Yellow Diamond and mentioned that the mission has failed, I'm guessing during the time when Jasper told Peridot to go back on deck and set a course for Homeworld, I'm going to assume she may have made contact with Yellow Diamond or whoever else. And she promised to bring back Rose Quartz because, she had Steven on board and everyone else locked up, and she didn't really expect for them to escape. And as Peridot mentions, Yellow Diamond is the most logical of them all, and we thought during the heat of the moment after Peridot pissed her off, like she would be public enemy number 1, but I'm guessing Diamond kept her head very cool, and she realized Jasper was supposed to be the escort and the main help for Peridot in her mission, and probably saw her as a failure and is now trying to, hunt her down and make her pay prior to, Xing Peridot. Or at least that's what I assume. So at least those are some of my thoughts for the future to come for Jasper. She's definitely not corrupted as we saw. For her to get corrupted, it would have to be some weird instance where she gets in a super tussle with all the gems and for some reason they all hold a huge grudge against her, aka Bismuth, and she gets cracked. But as it stands right now, she's a-okay, extremely wet, really lonely because she can't get off the earth because nobody can, but aside that, she's a-okay. So now we just have to look into the future and wonder, where's Jasper gonna go? Is she gonna have a redemption arc? Is she going to be poofed at sea and then bubbled and put away for later until she can, be introduced to the gems in a better time? Or is she going to get betrayed by Yellow Diamond and, turn a 180 and be a part of the crystal gems? Who knows? But at least that's some of my thoughts on this topic. I know they may be slightly unpopular because people are like, no, I want the orange Cheeto to be the new mom. And listen, that's all well and good. I'm fine with, us exploring her deep history because she has seen things that, the gems wouldn't confess to. She could tell Steven about the war, about maybe the darker side of Rose because it's been more so than hinted to, We've had to do some shifty things during war times, and Jasper would have seen it firsthand, and, she can let us on about the history of everything. And I think it would be great, if we had that kind of addition to enrich the lore, enrich the story, the characters, and all of that. But, who knows what's going to happen. I hope they don't just waste Jasper because she is an interesting character. And I really hope they don't just comp out on an easy, like, oh, well, didn't feel like trying to be very hard. We have plenty of characters to go with, because that would suck. But what do you guys think? Do you think Jasper's gonna be welcomed into the family as a one right away, or is she gonna take some time to get readjusted? Or maybe, maybe Jasper doesn't come over at all. Maybe she still stays the salty mom that she is and keeps fighting against them until her very last breath. You can leave your thoughts down in the comments. If you liked the video, you can give it a like, share it with other people. I know this may be past that episode, or maybe past all of the episodes, and we can see how maybe right or wrong this was. But I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.